Welcome to the Underground Gospel Show. We have things falling down all around us and going crazy, which isn't surprising for today. Today is one of those days that's been an absolute challenge. To be honest with you, I woke up this morning, went down to the local McDonald's, got a coffee. I was reaching down to pick up my vitamins off the floorboard of my car, which I keep them, and knocked my coffee and wiped out my entire console. Everything in my cup holders, everything in my center console, soaked with a large McDonald's coffee. Um, and that is before I had my first sip of coffee. So then I had my first sip of coffee, and you'd think it'd get better, but no, it didn't. It was a tough morning all the way around. Got into work and was just going to do my accounting, and it's been a tough year. Now I hate to say I told you so. Oh, I'm not. I'm just going right in the show. I didn't even do my housekeeping yet. Let me do my housekeeping. It's just focused. Can you say it seems really bright? I just realized. But let me do my housekeeping and then I'll get into my wonderful, glorious day. So, like I said earlier, welcome to the Underground Gospel Show. This is a safe place to hang out. There's no swearing. I just realized I had a spelling mistake. I've done this for 100 or something times, and I've just realized spelling mistake. Anyway, if you like what you hear, oh my God, I'm tired too. That this is great. You can subscribe to YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Hit the subscribe button. Don't hit the notify button because I do one every week. You don't really have to be notified about it. Every Friday and Saturday from March through October, I'm doing an underground gospel show. Some of them are pre-recorded, and I'm just showing the recordings. If you like what I'm doing, go to my website, and I don't think I have the website playing, scrolling right now. Let me see if I can get the little scroll up. Go to banners, go to scroll. Here we are. Boom, bam, just like that. There it is. Okay. So the scrolls up, you can go there. There's a tip code, there's a QR code. You can hit it, hover your phone over a QR code, go to Patreon, join my Patreon page, and you get these 4 to 6 weeks earlier than everybody else. Otherwise, you can just be watching them on Facebook and on YouTube and anywhere else. Twitch, I guess, are the three that I'm doing right now. If you go to nightmusic.com, you can find out about email. You can get my show, live show information, how to support me monthly for about a cup of coffee that I really should be drinking right now. I don't sing those so that God can speak directly to your heart. They have sponsorship opportunities. So, Red Bull, are you watching? And if you'd like me to come to your city, church, or event, why? I mean, give me a hotel so I can sleep before I come there. So let me get back to this. We're recording this on Cinco de Mayo, and it's at right now 4:20 in the afternoon. That's weird. 4:20 on Cinco de Mayo. Anyway, needless to say, I've been up for about 12 hours now, and went this morning for a cup of coffee and dumped it in my console. And first thing I thought was like, there's going to be a blessing today because I am having a disaster. Oh, so I went to this it just gets so much better. So we and I say we, my partner and I give a lot. We're big members of charity. If you've been following my Facebook page, on my personal page, you've seen this thing about the big payback in Nashville. And what it is, a few years ago, and I mentioned this last week, a few years ago, I came up with the idea of a National Penny Day. And that was a national day of giving to your favorite organization. Just clear out your penny jar, clear out your change jar. Nature abhors a void, so it would fill it back up. If you've ever emptied your bank account, you know that in just a couple weeks, it has money in it again. It just happens that way all the time. So, especially if you're doing good with the money. I believe that. I don't know if it's true, but it is something that I believe. I can know prove that nature abhors a void. I've bought lots of empty houses, and within a couple of months, they were full of stuff. And I don't know where the stuff came from, but it literally got full of stuff. So I do believe that nature abhors a void, and I think bank accounts and change drawers abhor being empty also. So I came up with this idea of a National Penny Day. Well, yesterday and today is Nashville's Day of Giving. It's called the Big Payback, and you support your favorite charities. Well, I support, as you guys might or might not know, a number of charities, and one of them is my most favorite place on earth. It's about 15 miles south of the capital of Tennessee. It's a place called Radnor Lake, and they the head of the Friends of Radnor Lake, a good friend of mine named Tina Corcoran, called me up and said, "Hey, would you and your partner like to come and have a private backstage tour of our Eagle and Birds of Prey area?" And if you guys know, dude, yeah. So we got to go and meet one of the rangers, Steve, who's in charge of the birds of prey, and he has a unnatural relationship with a lot of the birds. Eagle number two, especially. Some of the birds, like the uh, oh my gosh, what is the horned owl? He he knows the signals, and so they're friends. But the horned owl doesn't like him. He would kill him if he had a chance. I'm pretty sure of it. But anyway, he learned a lot of stuff. Did you know that owls can't turn their eyes? They can't go like right to left. They have to actually move their head. Their eyes are locked, looking forward. I did not know that. But anyway, owls' or eyes are locked looking forward. So if they want to move their eyes in any direction, they have to actually move their entire head. Anyway, kind of a little trivia thing. So we went on and got to hang out with some bald eagles and a golden eagle and some vultures and some owls and a beautiful golden hawk, the most beautiful golden hawk I've ever seen. Our golden eagle, golden eagle. It was incredible. I mean, this thing, it has 7 foot wingspan. It's a pretty dope little creature. Has Now check this out, a 1200 psi grip. He goes, if he wanted to, they can just rip my arm up, just grip my arm and break my femur just by grip. A 1200 pound psi grip. I mean, amazing, amazing, amazing. But anyway, so we got to hang out with these birds. I have a bunch of pictures on my phone. I didn't upload the pictures yet onto the um I'll show you this one. This one's kind of fun. This is actually let's see. I don't know if you can see this or not. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah, it looks like it's doing nothing. It's actually turn move, do something flat. Oh well. So that was the great horned owl, and then we'll go over here, go back here to the eagle. Have Yeah, these eagles are just so kicking, and the sounds. Is this one talking? I didn't have my moving thing on, but here's the one where he's looking at him. So cute, so cute. Well, here, if you can see, is I can't believe I'm putting my iPhone to a camera. But anyway, you get the idea. So yeah, they were outside. There was no cages. There was no cages and birds that could literally rip your face off. It was pretty. It was pretty good. It's not done to the public. I mean, ever. It's just very rare that they take the birds out for transportation, but they usually don't show them to the public like that. The public is usually farther away and much safer. Needless to say, yeah, it. How can I say it? I don't give much. I give about 10% of my income, and it's not much. And I only give it once every month. I mean, every week I give a tenth of my income to somebody, but like Radner only gets it one part of a month. But because of that, I'm in the top three groups that give money out of the, I don't know, dozen or so groups that they have. So I was invited, and so it was very cool, very cool. Oh my gosh, so cool. Anyway, so that's what I was going to say was here. One of the things that you don't do it for the benefits. You do it because it's something that needs to be done. And I'm so grateful that God has blessed me with the heart to want to give. And yeah, I have to suffer, and sometimes I have days like this which are just challenging to say the least. So we went to Radnor Lake, and then I went by and I picked up all my gear. My girlfriend's car had broken down yesterday, so I had to drive 45 minutes outside of Nashville to the only mini dealership and get her car. Then we had to drive all the way back here, load in the show, and shoot the show. And so it's 4 o'clock. Usually I do this 10 in the morning. I'm doing it at 4:30 now. Yeah, and it's tiring. Didn't get a lot of sleep last night either, and that's because I've been invited to submit to a writing program, and I have to have a script done by I wanted to have it done by yesterday. Her car broke down, so I lost 6 hours of writing time, which would have finished the script, and so I will have to make that up tomorrow or this weekend. And I wanted to have it turned in. I wanted to have it finalized, registered, and turned in by Friday. I'm hoping now for Tuesday. I should be able to make that goal. Just push it back. Anyway, you see next to me John 666, and it's like, why has he got 666 on his number board? Well, the reason why is because this week we're brought to you by John 6:66 through 69, and I'm going to read a portion of it here, and it's a part where Jesus has basically come down with some truth. Um, and the people who are following him, hold on one second. I think part of my problem is I'm dehydrated. I have not had any water. I had a sip of coffee, disaster, a small coffee, and then just have been going at it. And I've had no water since. And so I got half a water out of my car. And so let me kill that real quick. I went to this little Japanese grill called Koji Express and had vegetables and rice for lunch and ate. The portions in Tennessee are crazy. They just pile you up. I think it'd be better to charge you $3 and give you something you could eat than give charge you $7 and give you something you can eat for the next 3 days. Because I don't eat that much. And I know some people do eat everything on your plate because there might be children starving somewhere who are probably better off than our children here. They're not starving anywhere, by the way. But so they finish their plates, and because they have to finish their plates, or their mom's going to get mad at them, they get to be the size of elephant seals. And so I can't eat that much, so I'm not the size of an elephant seal. I'm kind of like well, I'm not even a walrus. I'm kind of I don't know. I'm a sea lion. Yeah, or sea lion. Anyway, so okay, John 6:66. So eh, Jesus gave some hard truth to people. Like, look, you got to straighten up. You got to forget your sin. You got to focus on the things of heaven. I had a girl the other day who we made a post on Facebook. And so I replied to it because she mentioned some things like the stock market and things that are going on. She blamed it on the politicians. She said that 100 years ago, things were better, things were great. Women didn't have to work, that all this stuff. And I guess it's so funny because a woman that's a homemaker with a one income, I would think is a lot more work than two incomes, but that's just me. And so I reminded her that, 100 years ago, that was, 1922, and we were in the Great Depression. We had just overcome a worldwide pandemic. We had just had a collapse of the stock market. We were facing a war in Europe. We had no food because of supply issues. And I said, but things are a lot better now. And then I'm like, oh, wait, because things are exactly the same now as they were 100 years ago. Sorry, guys. So things aren't really any better than they were. We're all facing the same struggles. So just get over it and deal with it, and we'll survive like we did back then. Anyway, so this is Jesus who gave a lot of hard truth. And it says, after this, a lot of his disciples left. They no longer wanted to be associated with him, you know. Then Jesus gave the 12 their chance. He looked to the 12 and he says, well, do you want to leave? And Peter replied, Master, to whom would we go? You have the words of real life, eternal life. We have already committed ourselves, confident that you are the one holy of God. And then Jesus responded, haven't I handpicked you, the 12? So one of you is a devil. And of course, he was talking about Simon. We found out later. Um, but needless to say, Jesus had handpicked the 12. But this is the point that I was getting to, is where are you going to go? You can complain, but your complaints aren't changing anything. They're not helping anything. And what you're complaining about a lot of times are people that are really trying to change things and make things different. So what I wanted to do is, and I think it's funny that it's John 6:66, because everybody's so afraid of the number 666, and they're so afraid of this, and they're so afraid of that. They're afraid of storms, and they're afraid, and basically just trust. I spilled my coffee this morning. First world problem. Wiped out everything that was in my dashboard, poured it into my phone. First world problem, and it was just like, okay, well, this is a challenge. This is a disaster. But my first thought was like, there must be a blessing coming out. 5 hours later, I'm sitting with a bald eagle and I didn't show you the bald eagle when I pull that up real quick. Maybe I don't think you're getting good pictures, but you guys are gonna dude, that's really a bald eagle. And so um, this is him dancing around. Let's see if we can get this done. This is him dancing around the perch. Oh yeah, here we go. Get this back to the beginning. Can I get back to the beginning? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now, I just gotta let you know, we were about 3 feet from that guy. His wingspan are 6 feet. So when he would flap, you felt the breeze. I mean, it's only a 10-pound bird, but let me tell you, those wings, they pack some power. When he's diving towards the prey, it's over 200 miles an hour that this creature is moving. The cheetah moves at 70 miles an hour. This is almost 3 times as fast as a cheetah. Okay. He has 800 pounds of PSI in his talons and can easily crush a person's arm. You know, I mean, this is I don't want to say badass, but this is a badass bird. And that's what I was doing at the end of the day. And then, of course, I had to pack everything up, go home, drop my girlfriend off, come back to, the borough here, set up in the recording studio and do a live stream for you guys. So I guess the whole purpose of this is to think, where are you going to go? I mean, my friend, and I mentioned her earlier, she was talking about the fact that, and I got to get going because I hear lightning and thunder outside. and we could lose power at any time now. We could lose the internet. And so I want to get this done before we do. But she had mentioned, well, isn't all this predicted in the Bible? And I said, don't worry what the Bible says about the end of days. Worry about what the Bible says about the after of days. Where are you going after your life is over? None of us are going to get out of this alive. None of us, not a single one. We are all going to die. I have a little secret. Jesus died and was buried, but he came back. That's where we get vampires from. And that's where we get zombies from. They all come from the Bible because people bastardizing the what actually happened, an event that actually happened on the planet, And Buddha, he happened. Jesus, he happened. Muslim, what is it? Muhammad, he happened. Wow, that was really loud. But there's only one empty grave, and that's Jesus. And so focus on where you're going afterwards. And so I'm going to play a little music here and pack it all up because we're having a storm, it sounds like. This is Chris Tomlin. Anyway, yes, I see the Lord. I did that one last week too, I think. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning into the Underground Gospel Show. We're going to get out of here and take a look at the storm because it's like a sizzling outside. So it sounds like it needs somebody to go out there and say, "Hey, storm, quiet down." So I'm going to go do that for a second. And I love watching storm. Wow, that was loud. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful week. And thank you once again for tuning in to the Underground Gospel Show. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for watching this. God bless you. May his blessings pour out to you. And remember, when disasters hit, it's only because God has wrapped a blessing in the wrapping paper of a disaster. Look past the paper and get to the blessing as soon as you possibly can. So God bless you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you. And if I can end this right, have a wonderful, wonderful week. We'll